Have you ever heard of a lost continent that predates Atlantis? A sunken paradise filled with ancient knowledge, psychic abilities, and even alien connections? Welcome to the mysterious world of Lemuria. Lemuria is the name of a hypothetical lost continent, believed by some to have once existed in the Indian or Pacific Ocean. Unlike Atlantis, which comes from ancient Greek sources, Lemuria first emerged in 19th century scientific theories, and then evolved into something far more esoteric and mystical. In the mid-1800s, scientists noticed that lemur fossils appeared in both Madagascar and India, but not in Africa or the Middle East. This led zoologist Philip Sclater to propose the existence of a now-lost landmass he called Lemuria, which supposedly allowed animals and possibly even humans to migrate across what is now open ocean. But Lemuria didn't stay a dry scientific theory for long. It was theosophists like Madame Helena Blavatsky who transformed Lemuria into a mythical civilization, a spiritually advanced race that predated Atlantis. These Lemurians were said to be telepathic, deeply in tune with nature, and possibly even giants with 3 eyes. According to New Age beliefs, the Lemurians were peaceful, highly evolved beings, and their continent eventually sank beneath the ocean, not due to war, like Atlantis, but as part of a natural cosmic cycle. Some claim their descendants live within Mount Shasta in California, in a hidden city called Telos, where they maintain their wisdom and energy to this day. In the 20th and 21st centuries, Lemuria took on a more cosmic twist. Some say Lemurians had alien origins or connections to Pleiadians. Others channel messages from Lemurian masters or use Lemurian seed crystals, special quartz believed to contain ancient Lemurian knowledge encoded in light. Lemuria has influenced everything from sci-fi novels to video games, spiritual retreats, and YouTube rabbit holes. Whether viewed as a metaphor for humanity's lost spiritual potential or as a literal ancient civilization, its allure remains strong. There is no geological evidence for a sunken continent named Lemuria, formal scientists say. But the myth, like all great legends, serves a purpose, sparking curiosity, imagination, and a sense that maybe, just maybe, we've lost something profound in our ancient past. Was Lemuria a forgotten chapter in human history? A spiritual metaphor? Where would Lemuria be located? If Lemuria truly existed, it would have stretched across the Indian Ocean, possibly connecting Madagascar, India, parts of Sri Lanka, Indonesia, and even touching the western coasts of Australia. Some believe it may have extended all the way into the Pacific Ocean, overlapping with what others call Mu, another lost land of legends. How did it disappear? According to ancient wisdom and esoteric teachings, Lemuria met its end not in war, but through cataclysmic natural events, massive volcanic eruptions, tectonic shifts, and rising sea levels. It is said that over thousands of years, the continent slowly sank beneath the ocean, swallowed by time and the Earth's restless movements. Some legends claim it was part of a karmic cycle, not destruction, but transformation. A fall meant to seed human evolution elsewhere. Who lived there? The Lemurians are described as a highly evolved, spiritually advanced civilization. They weren't just physically different. Some say they were tall, with luminescent skin, and had 3 eyes, with the third being their spiritual eye. Others describe them as more etheric, half physical, half light beings. They communicated telepathically, lived in harmony with nature, and possessed deep knowledge of energy, healing, and crystals. Some even suggest they were in contact with beings from other star systems, especially the Pleiades. What was life like in Lemuria? Picture a world without conflict, a civilization where intuition ruled over logic and balance with the earth was the highest priority. Lemurians built their society around energy grids, sacred geometry, and vibrational frequencies. There were no massive cities or industrial sprawl. Instead, crystalline temples, floating structures, and organic architecture that resonated with the natural world. Technology existed, but it was conscious, powered by thought, light, or crystal energy. Education was based on soul wisdom, not memorization. Time was cyclical, not linear. And then, silence. When Lemuria fell, it's said that many of its inhabitants either perished, ascended to higher dimensions, or went underground. Some believe their descendants still live in inner Earth civilizations, like Telos beneath Mount Shasta, or reincarnated as modern-day lightworkers. Whispers of their legacy remain. In ancient myths, in sacred sites, in the quiet intuition that there was once something more. The mystery lives on. Was Lemuria real? Or is it a dream from the collective memory of humanity, a blueprint of the world we long to return to? When did Lemuria flourish? According to esoteric traditions and metaphysical sources, Lemuria thrived hundreds of thousands, even millions of years ago, long before recorded history. Some claim its golden age was between 100,000 to 50,000 years ago, while others trace its origins back millions of years during Earth's early spiritual evolution. This places Lemuria far beyond the timeline of known ancient civilizations like Egypt or Mesopotamia, deep in what mystics call the pre-Diluvian era, or even the root races of humanity. Did Lemuria interact with other civilizations? Yes, but not just earthly ones. On Earth, it's believed that Lemuria coexisted with Atlantis for a time. While Lemurians were said to be gentle, heart-centered, and spiritually aligned with nature, the Atlanteans became more technologically focused and mentally driven. This contrast led to philosophical and energetic tensions between the two. Some myths say that before Lemuria sank, its people shared their wisdom with early humans across the globe, leaving traces in Polynesian, Aboriginal, Mayan, and Hindu traditions. Beyond Earth, many believe Lemuria was deeply connected to extraterrestrial or interdimensional civilizations. They were said to have cosmic origins, possibly seeded by beings from the Pleiades, Sirius, Lyra, or Arcturus. The Lemurians acted as interstellar intermediaries, helping Earth evolve into a planet of spiritual consciousness. Their temples functioned as energy portals, and their knowledge of crystals, sound, and light allowed them to communicate across star systems, not with machines, but through pure consciousness. Lemuria was more than a place. It was a vibrational era, a time when Earth was in closer harmony with the universe, and human beings lived in unity with cosmic forces. Its influence, according to many, still echoes in DNA codes, ancient sites, and the collective memory of humanity. What if humanity is repeating the mistakes of Atlantis and ignoring the wisdom of Lemuria? In our race toward technological advancement, have we forgotten the spiritual essence that once defined us? Technology versus spirituality, a critical crossroads. Today, we're more connected than ever, yet so many of us feel lost, anxious, unfulfilled. We chase innovation, data, and artificial intelligence, but what about inner intelligence? Lemuria reminds us of a different way, a world not ruled by machines, but by intuition, compassion, and energy. Lemurians didn't reject knowledge, they simply balanced it with heart-centered consciousness. Atlantis, according to the myths, fell when it abandoned that balance, when it let ego, control, and unchecked technology overtake its soul. Should we return to the Lemurian way? Yes, and perhaps not by turning away from technology, but by infusing it with consciousness. We need to remember that evolution isn't just about smarter machines. It's about awakening the human spirit. How can we reconnect with the Lemurian path? Here are a few ways many believe we can begin to shift back into Lemurian alignment. 1. Inner stillness. The Lemurians lived in harmony with the earth. 1. Practices like meditation, earthing, and mindful breathing help reconnect us to that natural frequency. 2. Heart-centered living. They led with empathy and emotional intelligence. 2. By choosing kindness, listening deeply, and acting from the heart, we raise our personal vibration. Crystals and energy work. Lemurians were said to encode their wisdom into Lemurian seed crystals, special quartz with linear markings, believed to store ancient knowledge. Working with these crystals in meditation is said to activate dormant spiritual memories. 4. Sound and frequency. They understood the power of vibrational healing. 4. Practices like sound baths, mantras, and toning align us with higher states of consciousness. 5. Channeled teachings. Over the past decades, various mystics, intuitives, and channelers claim to have received messages from Lemurian beings or guides. 5. Books, meditations, and workshops are available, offering what many feel are genuine transmissions of ancient Lemurian wisdom. While there are no written texts from Lemuria, It is believed their knowledge was passed telepathically or encoded in energetic fields. We do have channeled material from spiritual teachers who claim to access the Lemurian consciousness. Lemurian seed crystals believed to carry embedded knowledge. Sacred sites like Mount Shasta, California, Uluru, Australia, and ancient Polynesian temples, where Lemurian energy is said to still resonate. Modern books and teachings inspired by theosophy, New Age spirituality, and soul memory. In the end, the Lemurian path isn't about going backward, it's about going inward. To live like the Lemurians is to awaken the part of us that remembers who we truly are, beings of energy, love, and infinite potential. Maybe the future humanity is seeking is not ahead of us, but deep within us.